Yeah, hello and welcome to another episode of the Spielworxx chat season 3. My name is Ulle Blennemann and I hope you are all well. Yeah, well, I said in late December, this is now a bi-weekly chat. But I had an episode last week and there will be weekly episodes in the next couple of weeks too, because there are so many news and I would like to present them to you. And if you are having any questions or comments, please put them in the chat window. And this will be a very click between windows heavy show today, so wish me luck and see if I'm hitting the right buttons later. So to start, The Smoky Valley by Claude Serrois is sold out from my side at least, so thank you all very much, and of course thank you Claude, the designer, for your wonderful game. And there's Peter. Peter, hi, good seeing you. And Chris, hello to the UK, good seeing you as well. So the Smoky Valley is sold out and I'm having only 4 copies of Tharos remaining in my shop. So if you are interested in this game by Bernd Scholz, please hurry. 4 copies, and right now I have a special combo of Squaring Circleville plus Tharos, so if you are interested in these 2 wonderful games, just hurry. And there is Y1KW111 or whatever, and G Berman, hi, good seeing you. And I will talk about games I'm doing with partners like London Necropolis Railway with Daniel Newman and Pilgrim with Nick Case very soon. And I did receive the pre-production copy, so a copy that has been digitally done, of Pilgrims. So the covers are of course in the final product a lot brighter, but I'm very pleased with the overall look. So this is the Pilgrim box by Nick Case, and I'm doing the game together with him, so that's the side of the box. And that's the back of it. So, and a pretty heavy game, there's a lot of content in it. Yeah, and Daniel the Brute from Brooklyn, he's reporting in. Good seeing you. I just mentioned you, and I will mention you later at least once again. So 1837 Saxonia, this game in the 18XX series. I've moved it slightly up for a couple of months, so this game will appear only in the summer. I simply do need more time to work on it. And for German language viewers, I will do the Root Family by Leader Games in the future in German language. And so more infos here very soonish. And again, this is for German language viewers. I'm supposed to get the files for the John Company translation localization in late February, so late this month. And let me show you some photos from Whirligeek's latest Kickstarter update from the pre-production copy of the John Company game. And I think these are marvelous pictures. And yeah, and Swag is saying finally John Company. Yes, finally. I'm very excited about this too. So let me see if I manage. And so at the top is the new John Company box. So 2nd edition, you see Pax Pamir in the center, and then there's the old John Company 1st edition. So you see it's a pretty heavy big box, and here again in comparisons, John Company 2nd edition to Pax Pamir, so larger, bigger, and of course thicker as well. And here we are having some cards and this wheel, so nice artwork over there as well. So in my opinion, well done, and all this will be in German language then. And here's a player board from the Larkins & Co. Family company, not family company. And here we are having the game set up. And you know, if you've played the first edition of John Company, you know that India was just represented by cards. And now we're seeing here on the right side that India has its own, of course, pretty abstract map. And here's a detail of the map with some pieces set up. There's the elephant. And I think these are the coins. And yes, you will be able to get the coins from me as well. Let me get back to this now. Yeah, this. So first Windows Click Festival was a success. There's a question from Zweck. Will the German John Company have the exact same measures? Yes. Same game in size. So box size, board size, and all this, player boards, all this will be the same. It's printed at the same company, so everything will be the same, just localized. Hans Harleman is there. Hello everybody. Hello Hans, good seeing you. So that was John Company, and as I said, I will start localize the game late this month, most probably, and about that time I should be able to offer pre-orders for the game. So, but the main topic today is Oranienburger Kanal by Uwe Rosenberg. So, first the facts of this game. The game will go to crowdfunding, to GameFound most probably, not to Kickstarter, and to Spieleschmiede in mid-March, mid to late March. And the game is for 1 or 2 players and is set in the mid-19th century in the Oranienburger Kanal area in Brandenburg, Germany, that is in the eastern part of Germany. And of course, this is not a historical game, this is an Uwe game. And there was fortunately never that much industry in that region. And I had shown it earlier, but let me show it again. This will be the cover of the game. So all artwork is by Harald Lieske. And this is, and you will see this a little bit later, this is a really difficult game to illustrate well. So this is the cover. So let me get back, and getting back to one comment here to John Company for a second. Yeah, it matches my English Pax Pamir second edition. Yeah, so although John Company second edition is a little bit larger, as I said. And good seeing you, Chris. Harold knocked that cover out of the park. Yeah, I agree. This is wonderful stuff. But again, let me briefly stay here for a second. Graphics in games are so difficult because a lot of people have or think games and covers must look like all the others. And you often have covers, and I'm not saying that these covers are not well done or look ugly, not at all. Most game covers these days are really great or fantastic, but all are the same, and Spielworxx needs to set itself apart from these other companies. So I'm sure some people will hate this, but this is a certain graphic style we have. So thank you for these comments, and the cover is gorgeous. JT Berman is saying thank you so much. And there's Stefan, great seeing you, and he can hear me. I'm not sure if this is a good thing, but well, so that was the cover of Oranienburger Kanal. The game will contain 7 large punch boards, and you see the game is in this same square box as Pilgrim will be, and so each punch board is quite large, and 7 will be in the game. And let me see if I can get you the central action board. Yeah, I should be able to do so now. Hopefully you see this. So you see markers here on the right side and below. This is just a punch board with any die lines. So the yellow stuff will be the central action board. And let me simply enlarge this. And this is back printed. So one side is German, as you see. The other side is English. And the players are allowed to place discs into these spaces here. And they are basically claiming this action for themselves. And no other player, so let's say I'm putting a disc in here, then no other player can do this action in this turn. So you are also blocking this action for other players. And there are just 5 action discs a turn, and the turn is over. And you see on these top right, on these top 3 action spots, there will be also cards, industries, blocking the upper part. So at the start of the game, you can, if you want to do this action, you can only erect 1 industry in here. Here you can build 3 ways, passes or streets. And here you can build up to 2 of any 2 different routes in here. I get to the routes a little bit later. And you see here, this info is, here will be cards with a with a green background, with an orange background, with a blue background. And you see for 1 or 2 players. At the start of the game, here in a solo game, there are 6 cards. In a 2-player game, there are 9 cards. And as soon as this pot would be empty, because players have already took all cards from here, then you can in addition build a bridge. I get to this a little bit later. So both players have access to this central action board here. Let me see. Oh, there are lots of comments. Let me see what I see here. Chris is saying, yes, the uniform looking gaming is a real problem. Yeah, people love to see what they are used to mostly. So yeah, and let me just show you the Pilgrim cover again, because Chris is mentioning it. Yeah, it's a little bit dark here because this is a digital print. It's a lot brighter, but I think it's also a striking cover, very fitting to it. And Peter is saying yes, especially if people are used to a very specific look of Uwe's games. Yes, a lot of Uwe's games have covers by the wonderful artist Clemens Franz, and this, of course, is a little bit different. Daniel is saying, love the Art Nouveau touches. Yeah, this is 19th century, and in industry, in start of the industrial age. So yeah, I think it's fitting. Hello, Blue Dane, and yeah, Tony, good seeing you. Wonderful being here. An Uwe game, you say yes, this is an Uwe Rosenberg game. Save me a copy. No, not for you, but otherwise, yes. And yeah, Uwe, Daniel is saying, I'm not a big fan of Rosenberg's games typically, but I may need to check this one out. First, to your second part, yes. No, but no game is for everyone. It's the same as with Uwe's games. So some people love them, some do not like them that much, and this won't be different with this one. So that was the action board and how you generate actions, up to 5 a turn. But each player has also their own player board in the game. And let me go and see if I find this one here in this Click Festival, and let me see. So, and again, this is just a punch board with coins around it and with markers. And you see here, this is a little bit like in Glass Road. This is a resource wheel, and people will place this one here in the center with plastic rivets. and it goes counterclockwise, and these are the starting positions for the resources in here. So this is, each player has one of these in the game, and it handles, it manages, it tracks the number of resources you are having, and you see the numbers are also in here, so you can easily see how many you are having. And yeah, how many resources of which type you have. Let me see. What is there? Matt, good seeing you, Matt. I missed the first 15 minutes. Please start over from the beginning. Yes, just in a second. And Chris, it uses Glass Road, Fields of Arle mechanics, and I think Glass Road is quite good. Yeah, Glass Road is one of my favorite Uwe games. Tony, I've just wet myself. Daniel, you're right. Glass Road, it can be kind of bland. I hope that this will bring more life to the table, and I get to this in a second. And GT Berman, Glass Road is shipping to you. I'm excited to finally arrive. Yeah, I think you'll like it. So each player has one of these boards, but what else? The game includes lots of industries, because we are building this area. So each player has their own board, and we are using cards. Cards are used as tiles in the game. So we are having the Catan, so that's a smallish size cards here for an industry. And there will be 240 cards industry in the base game, 120 per language. So we are having 120 English cards and 120 German cards in the game. And let me show you a card here. Let me again see if I find it. There is a sample card. And you see, this is a German card, obviously, Kunstschmiede. It's an art forgery, blacksmith, so that's what they are doing. And you see, this is card 04 from set A. And you see at the top the costs of this card. So this card costs money, and it costs various resources, so 1 wood here. And it will bring the owner 6 prestige, which are basically victory points. And also it has some requirements or demands, and then it brings the other player some good stuff, some benefits. So if you are having 1 or 2 or 3 plus streets, you are getting 3 or 2 or 1 iron ore plus 1 money, 1 thaler. You get a prestige, and you may swap for 1, 2 or 3 wood here. And you see, this is what I meant earlier when I said graphically this game was difficult to do. Because first, in the prototype, the game is using small square tiles, even a lot smaller than these. And we are having lots of text, and you cannot really reduce everything to icons. There's way too much, and there are way too many requirements. You can swap stuff, or you need this to do this, and to get this, so very difficult. And you cannot have beautiful illustrations on top of that, because again, this is a small card. I think in millimeters it's 43.5 by 67 millimeters. So this is a small Catan card, and it needs to have a lot of info. So that's one of the big hurdles. And Harald has softened up here the background, so at least there is some illustrations, but we are not seeing in the game an illustration of a forgery of an or of any other industries. That's what it is. So let me briefly look at the chat. Alright, Laboa, yes, very good Uwe game in my opinion. Yeah, coins look very similar. Yeah, used and used. Yeah, and Peter, of course. And Peter, again, is the player, together with Carsten from Meeplecast, who has tested and developed and redeveloped and tested the solo game so much. So, Peter, thank you so much. But what he's saying is, of course, true. Getting back to the action board here. Oh, let me see. It should be here. We are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 action spaces per round, but only 5 action discs. So this is very tight. And there is, because it's just a 2-player game at maximum, there isn't a lot of downtime. You are doing your action than the other players. But I get to why it is still very difficult to play in a second. Tony, can I design some promo cards for it? Yes. Yeah, Guilds of London is excellent with icons, but here we were looking at this, we were thinking about this, but it's not doable. Yeah, and Daniel, it's 1 or 2 players. It's not 3 or 4 players. So cards, we are having 240, 120 per language in the game. And the cards function like tiles, as I said, in Oranienburger Kanal. And you are placing them, let's say you are acquiring a card from a space, you are placing them on your industry board, and there is 1 industry board per player in the game. And again, let me see if I find it. Yeah, there's a player board, and you see at the start it's very green. And these are the spots for a card. So let's say I'm acquiring an industry. I may play it anywhere on my board, so it could get in here. And what you also see, there are around each card, there are spots for routes in the game. And these are the starting routes that there are already at the start of the game. So these are cardboard markers. So these are passes here. This obviously is a canal and this is a railway. But there's a 4th different route in the game, streets. Not here at the start. And passes are the only routes that can be upgraded, changed to a street. So you can cover these spots by a street. And this is really important. As I said, on the cards there are lots of requirements. Let's say 1 card. If you are having lots of canals, you are likely to acquire, to purchase a card that needs a waterfront, because this waterfront will give you bonuses. And so this is one thing that makes this game tricky and quite difficult to play well. And you see, there are each industry, each card can be scored twice. First, when all 4 sides are covered by routes, then you immediately score the industry. Done. But you can build bridges in the game. These are wooden pieces and they are connecting to adjacent industries. So you build them on top, across a pass or a street or a canal. And when you are doing this, you are scoring these cards for the second time, or maybe for the first time if one of these hasn't been covered by 4 routes. So timing in this game is of the utmost importance as well. When is it a good moment to score? And so as I said, mechanically, Oranienburger Kanal is not complex, it is difficult to play well. Because you are also only conducting a single action a turn. Maybe you are buying a route, maybe you are getting some resources, maybe you are acquiring a card which costs resources. where to place, when to score. This is what makes decision making in Oranienburger Kanal so tough. And of course, because each action on the action board is only available once per game round, you can of course deny the other player this action, placing a disc even if you have some other different, maybe better for you actions, but in this way you are denying this action to your opponent. And this is what makes the game tick, in my opinion. And interestingly, the early prototype of the game was for 4 players, up to 4 players. But downtime is way too large, too long for a 4-player game. You're not doing enough in your turn. We needed to shrink it to 1 and 2 players. And I think in this, now it really shines. So variety in the game as well, because in each game you only need maximum of 24 cards industries. But as I said, there will be 120 per language in the game. And let me just show it to you. There are also 2 punch boards with just markers. So you see coins, prestige markers, victory points, railways, canals. This is also a nice picture by the rivets which are connecting. And this is the other board. So here you're seeing the paved roads and more ways and railways and coins and prestige markers in there. But in addition to the 240 cards in there, so 120 per language, we will offer 2 small expansion boxes, which with again 240 cards each, 120 per language. So if you really think you need more and more and more and different industries, there's a lot to get. But let me assure you, in the base game there's already enough variety, in my opinion. And of course there's also a solo game in Oranienburger Kanal. If you are a solo gamer, I think this is a really good choice. So Oranienburger Kanal, again, the facts: crowdfunding sometime in March. And personally, I'd really love to see your support for this new Uwe game. So again, let me check if there are more stuff in here in the chat. There's Matze, good seeing you. JT Berman is asking, the bridge would score both cards that are connected. Would a card score a third time if a bridge is built in a different direction? No, a card can only be scored twice. And Daniel is saying, I will probably only play it a couple of times, so can I just pay for the best 60 cards? I don't even know what the best 60 cards are. And Peter is confirming this. At most 2 activations per building, once by the roots and once by placing a second bridge. Tony, thank you so much. Sold. So that is Oranienburger Kanal, and there will be more info later when I'm preparing, or when I'm having working online module for the game. So we are looking for Tabletopia and Vassal module, so you can check out this game for yourself. And in October already at Spielworxx, I did a brief video with prototype components. So if you're interested at YouTube, you can still find it if you type in Spielworxx Oranienburger Kanal or just Oranienburger Kanal. You will find an overview about 15 minutes of the game at that stage too, so if you are interested. So getting now to what did I play lately. And I played a Vassal game of Gandhi in the coin series. Well, most of it, and we will continue. And let me see again, Windows here. Let me see. So this is Gandhi, of course. This is a game board of the game in the coin series. In my opinion, this card mechanic here really is great. And the people I was playing with, including Steffen, who was saying I also played Gandhi. He's a British Raj here, and so he's a brute, and I'm playing Gandhi in the game. And the people were great. The card play mechanic is great, but gameplay, I have to say, I didn't care too much. I must say that to me the game feels very mechanistic, so the immersion was never in. So we will continue to play because I want to see how this ends. By the way, this is Gandhi here. You see, this is my Gandhi. And Gandhi, of course, is one of two non-violent factions. This is in contrast to most other coin games. And but still, I'm not sold on this game yet. But actually, what do I know? The game and the system, they are so popular, so it must be me. And because Steffen is there, we also played, or we are playing another game by G&T. This is Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea. This is for up to 6 players. So it looks pretty nice. Also some color choices. You see, these are difficult to see, these discs in here. But in my opinion, overall, the color choices, the colors, the graphics are fine. But let me state, and I'm a big fan normally of GMT. In my opinion, this is a very bad game on so many different levels. And yet we are continuing playing it, and we are having some fun actually. But I think this game is best if you already have a few drinks in. And please, I'm not recommending drinking because smart people do not touch alcohol. That's why I'm drinking. So, but what is Ancient Civilizations? So it is, despite its title, it's not a Civ game. Because you're not building up anything apart from a couple of wonders, so the 7 wonders you may build, but it's not a Civ game. Are you making any progress in the game? No, you are not making, because as soon as you have built up some discs in this area, 3 discs is a city, somebody else is destroying it. Because card by card by card. Almost all cards, I simply take that. So you're playing one card at a time, and it's always, or most of the time, directed against the different players. So for 90% of players, this game is anyways nothing. But it's simple, it's stupid, it's weird, it's bad, and it's long. Because I think it plays for 6 hours. But what do I know? Steffen is commenting here on Gandhi again. Very mechanistic, I agree. And ancient civilization, yeah, this game is just crazy. And Peter, good seeing you. Dinner is ready. Have a great evening. Have a great dinner. Yeah, and Steffen is also a very bad design. But with our group, yes, it's a lot of fun. But I'm not sure what GMT thought bringing out this game, because this is an expensive game. Steffen, do you know the price? I think it's $70 or $80. Yeah. Anyway, so these are the 2 games I'm playing right now. Oranienburger Kanal in March, and I promised Daniel that I'm getting back to you, because although this is a bi-weekly chat now, I'm doing for the next couple of weeks, I'm doing weekly episodes again. And next week, my guest will be Daniel Newman, the brute from Brooklyn, because we will talk about London Necropolis Railway, and we will also use the final artwork, almost final artwork of the game, in an online module. So if you are interested in this game, and you should, because it has a fantastic card action disc mechanics. So really fantastic. In my opinion, the topic is also great. So please be here next week at the same time. And really, thank you for your time. If you would like to see a special topic discussed or have a specific question that you'd like to ask in advance, please drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de. Before I'm leaving, let me just look into the chat. Chris, heading to the gym before the run of meetings this afternoon. Take care. Talk soon, Uli. Yes, Chris, let's talk soon. I hope you are all well. Head for the gym and let's play an online game soon. And Stefan is saying 70 euros. It's even more probably in dollars for Ancient Civilization. So if you like overlong, stupid, silly games, head to your friendly local game store and buy Ancient Civilizations. Hans is asking, what is the timeline for Pilgrim? Also probably soonish. But I'm having Nick here as my guest also very soon. And again, pre-production copy of the game has arrived. So it's here, it's heavy. We will show more of this game very soonish. And Blue Dane is saying thank you. I thank all viewers. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. And till next week, bleibt alle gesund. Bye bye. Bye.